Whether new shooter, longtime gun owner, or even police officer or soldier, your handgun needs a Crimson Trace laser sight or light. Get the confidence and reliability you need to protect family, home, and country. Crimson Trace.
This is Tom Gresham's Gun Talk, broadcasting nationwide. Have a question? Want to make a comment? Call Tom now at 1-TOM-TALK-GUN. That's 866-825-5486. Or you can send us an email, tom@guntalk.com. Now, here's Tom Gresham.
Oh, why not? Let's just keep talking about guns. What do you say? Just you and me. I'm Tom Gresham. Glad you could be here. We're going to be talking about guns for the next hour. Well, a little bit more than it, actually, when you include the after show. By the way, if you have not yet heard the after show, you're in for a treat. Or maybe you'll run screaming from the room once you hear it. Who knows? It affects different people different ways. We do things just a wee bit differently. The after show is the part that does not go out over the air. For darn good reason. I'm here to tell you. You can download it, or it's actually easier if you have the Gun Dealio app on your smartphone. It will download it for you. You can actually just listen to it. You can stream it off of your phone there. So grab the Gun Dealio app, GUNDEALIO, for the iPhone, for the Android. It's out there. Oh, yeah. The cost? It's free. All right, let's talk about new guns, used guns, selling guns, buying guns. Nobody knows more about this than a guy who's been in the business, multi-generational in the retail business, like Johnny Dury over at Dury's Guns. Hey, Johnny, how are you?
I'm doing real well, Tom. How are you?
Good. I hate you, by the way, just to let you know. Every time I have you on the show, I go to your website and I find guns I want.
Well, that's what we're here for, Tom.
You're as bad as me. As long as I can help you buy a gun and spend some money, I'm in there, man.
That's right. We'll help you out if it takes every dollar you have.
Oh, man, I love it. You have an amazing supply of guns, and they're used guns, rifles, shotguns, handguns, high-end guns. If you would, talk for a minute about the value of used guns when people are buying a gun.
Well, the used guns, especially buying them from us, we give a lifetime guarantee on them, Tom. So people can come and let somebody else take the depreciation hit on those guns, and they can just get a great value on a gun that they never have to worry about. The gun sells new for about $500. You ought to be able to buy it used for around $400, and they can save 20-25% on those guns and not have to worry about them.
Now, when you get guns in, I know you've got not just one, but you got a team of gunsmiths. Do you guys go over the guns, check them out?
We take a look at them and we make sure that everything looks like they're okay with it, and then David, my little brother, he goes through and he gives a once-over on them, and he decides whether it's guns that we're going to sell in our store or offer for sale on our internet site. And if it's a gun that we just can't guarantee that there's no parts for anymore, we send those to internet auctions and just let them go that way. But we check them out and make sure that they're all right. And if there is some issues with them or future issues, we note all of that on there, and we send them out into different venues. But any of the guns that you buy through our internet site are guaranteed forever.
Okay, and the website, by the way, is durysguns.com, DURYS guns.com. So I know we finished our GT20 project several months ago. We got those beautiful SIG guns out. You've been getting a lot of nice comments. I hear them from people who say, I love working with the Dury's folks, but also they like the pistol. And the one I keep getting is people say, well, are there any more? And I say, well, I don't think so, but, you can always call Johnny and find out if there's any left.
Well, we had a couple of people that backed out on their guns was all, for whatever reason there was. And we had started a list. You had said, call us and have us get on the list with it, and we started a list of that, but only a couple of people got lucky enough to get one after
Okay, so they're gone, and we told everybody, hey, when they're gone, they're gone. That's it.
That's right. Yeah, there was just a couple of people that got lucky, but that was all of them. But yeah, they're all gone, Tom.
Okay, good deal. So if you have, we just had a guy call the show last hour rather. He was just charged by a moose up in Colorado. Got to within about 10 steps, and he had his GT20, pulled it out, and unfortunately this cow moose stopped. He didn't have to shoot her, but I thought, well, that's actually a pretty good use for a 10 millimeter pistol, just to carry it around as a moose bear protection gun.
Oh, that's exactly right. Thank God he didn't have to shoot the moose and go through all that. But I promise you, he was feeling a lot safer with that gun in his hand.
No kidding. All right, as a guy who's been in the retail gun business for practically pretty much all your life, that's what your dad did, and that's what you've been doing, and it's a family business there. What kind of changes have you seen in what people buy or differences in gun buyers over the years?
Well, we've seen over the last few years of it, we've seen a lot more people come into the gun buying as investors. When you start getting the stock market that gets high like it is right now and start getting volatile, you see a lot of people start putting investment dollars into nice gun collections is what we've really seen.
Now, that's interesting. Now, okay, so then the question becomes, somebody says, all right, Johnny, if I want to invest in guns, right, here comes the question, what should I buy?
We help people with that all the time, Tom. We have people come in our store and sit down and say, I want to start a gun collection. I just don't know what I want to start or what I want to do. And I sit down and I tell them the first thing you do in gun collecting is pick something you like and then pick the highest condition guns in that area that you can afford. Because the highest condition, the top 1 or 2% of the guns always appreciates at a faster rate than everything else does. And so we sit down and we make them a custom deal on what they're going to start collecting, and we help them out with that all the way through the end of their collections.
Do I remember you saying at one point that you have some guns that actually never make it to the website because you've got a list of people, and this is a collector of this, and this guy collects this, and so you just make a phone call when you get those guns in?
Oh, that's exactly right. There's a ton of guns that never get offered to the public because actually the hardest thing for us when we get some of those guns is which one of my customers am I going to call? And we try to keep it as, you get a gun that's really cool that comes in, and which one of these guys is going to get it? And what we try to do is we try to fit it in whoever's collection it would fit the best in, and try to go with it like that. We've just now started dealing with Hank Williams Jr.'s collection, and I'm getting guns in from him weekly, and those are guns that never make it to the sales floor. They're guns that they sit on my desk for a day or two, and somebody will walk in, and they just go out the door. So
I've seen a lot of Hank's collection. Hank is a serious collector of guns and really seriously knows about as much about guns as anybody I know.
Yeah, Hank is really good on it. Hank owns 2 gun shops. He owns one in Tennessee and he owns another one in Montana. And he's been sending his Western type gun, the Old West type guns, down to us in Texas. And we've just done a really good job of helping him find places for those guns to go. Because Hank's deal is, it means a lot to him for his guns to go to collectors that appreciate it, I guess you would say. He said in one of his letters to me that I have customers that he wants his collections to go to. So he's done real well with us, and we've helped him through a bunch of his guns. So we're just fortunate as can be that he trusts us to do it.
You'll appreciate this. I was at his place up at Big Hole, Montana, and he opened the vault, and we're looking in there, and he reaches in and grabs a Sharps. And he says, well, this gun was made at such and such a date, and it was originally sold at such and such a hardware store. And then it went out west with so-and-so, and then it was transferred to, and he knows the history, so I can see where he would tell you, look, I want this to go to a good home to somebody who will very much appreciate it. He's as much a historian as he is a gun guy.
He really is. I'll tell you a great story, Tom. We had sold 12 or 15 guns for him, and he came up with a Colt single action that was shipped to San Antonio, Texas in 1928 to a store called Pachernik Sporting Goods. Well, my grandfather ran Pachernik's in the 20s and started the San Antonio Gun Club, which was called Pachernik's Gun Club. And Hank called me, and he was so excited about finding this gun in his collection. He asked me if I'd like the gun. I said, sure, send it down to me. And he sent it down, and I called him and told him how great it was. And I said, hey, your secretary didn't put an invoice in for that gun. Tell me how much it is. I'll send you a check. And he said, no, that gun needed to go back home. I'm going to give it to you. And so,
yep, that's the Hank I know. Yep, right. That's the guy I know. Is exactly right. Yeah.
Right.
Well, now, how are you doing as far as finding used guns? I know that's been a big deal for you, trying to find collections.
Well, actually, with the slowdown in the oil field, we've actually been getting probably twice as many guns a day and than what we normally had. We had over 30,000 people laid off within 100 miles of us, so we've seen a huge influx of used guns coming in.
Whoa. Okay. Well, sure, because a lot of people are hurting for money and they need it. Hey, Johnny, hold on a second. I'm going to take a quick break. We'll come back. Let's talk a little bit more about used guns, buying them, selling them, and what to look out for, perhaps. We'll be right back with more Gun Talk.
The XDM 3.8 Compact from Springfield Armory is 2 guns in 1. Use as your concealed carry gun with a compact magazine and use the extended magazine for home defense. Carry 13 rounds of 9mm in the compact magazine and a whopping 19 rounds in the extended magazine. To see the entire family of Springfield Armory XDM pistols, go to SpringfieldArmory.com. That's SpringfieldArmory.com.
You got your carry permit, and that's good. But you could use more training. Get the DVDs, which have what you need. Springfield Armory presents Concealed Carry 1 and Concealed Carry 2 with Battle Group. Learn specific concealed carry skills from Top Gun fighting trainers. Get trained. Be prepared. This really is life and death. ShopGunTalk.com. That's ShopGunTalk.com.
Brownells has always given you an advantage. With their huge selection of forever guaranteed gun parts, ammunition, shooting accessories, and more. And now, they're offering you the Edge. For just $49.95, Brownells Edge covers your standard shipping and any return shipping cost for 1 year. Brownells Edge members also receive discount expedited shipping and exclusive offers. Get the Edge today by visiting brownells.com/edge.
You're at a gun store and your phone tells you about hot deals. Want to know about special offers? No problem when you have Gun Dealio, the free app for your smartphone. Gun Dealio delivers the latest deals on guns, ammo, and extras direct to your phone. Don't overpay for your shooting gear. Get Gun Dealio. It's free at the App Store and Google Play. Trigger the deals with Gun Dealio. GunDealio.com.
Ammo can be expensive and hard to find. No problem. Train at home with the Score Time Laser Trainer Target from LaserLight. Use the Trigger Time Laser Pistol and you can train at home with scoring, timing, and shot display. No matter the weather or ammo availability, you can train at home and have fun with this laser training system from LaserLight. To see more, go to laserlight.com. That's laserlyte.com.
We're talking with Johnny Dury from Dury's Guns, durysguns.com. Johnny, I know you said that you're getting more guns in, because it's interesting, because when I went to your site and I'm looking at the used guns, it looked like you had a lot more than you have in the past. Now, are you still looking for guns, though?
Oh, we're always looking for guns, Tom. We've seen a huge influx of guns in, but they're still moving through the store very, very well. We're always looking for good used guns, and it's a part of the industry we do very well in, so we're always looking.
So when people have, a couple of guns or even a huge collection or whatever, they just give you guys a holler. And, the information's on the website, durysguns.com. And then you start from there. Yeah, estates, too. If somebody dies and leaves an estate, and a lot of times the family just doesn't want them and they don't really know what to do with them.
That's right. They give us a call, and what we do first of all with them is we do a written appraisal for them. So they can deal with other family members in there. They know that if they're going to take a gun out of there, they're going to keep one, or the other family members are going to keep one. They know the fair market value of them, so they can make it work and keep it fair into the estate part of that. Mm-hmm. And then a lot of times we take and we sell those guns off for them after that. We just did an appraisal for a guy last week of his guns and his holsters and gear. His dad was a real big collector, has over $1 million worth of guns and $60,000 worth of leather gear. And I just talked with him on Friday, and when they get the family to pick out what they want of it, we'll get the rest of those guns to sell for him. So it normally starts on estate stuff with an appraisal first, and so they can take care of any of the inheritance tax issues.
If somebody's wanting to buy a used gun and they're wanting to buy something locally, for instance, do you have any suggestions on kind of how to make sure you don't buy a pig in a poke?
We offer that service also, Tom. So if there's somebody's looking for something out there, they can call us, and we give them a number to call. And if they find one on Gun Broker or on Gun Auction or Guns International, and they want us to handle the whole transaction, we do it all for them, and we just charge them a 10% finder's fee on it, but we take all the risk on it, so they don't have to worry about. We take and make sure that the gun is correct and look at the pictures and do all of it, and we have the gun come in. We make sure everything's fine on it, and then we still offer our lifetime guarantee on top of that. But especially in collectible guns is where you really have to be careful with them because there's a bunch of fakes out there, and we have a ton of collectors that use our services for that, and that 10% for them it's a bargain because they only have to get burned once on a gun, and they never come out ahead.
Well, that's it. And there are people out there who are actually making fake antique guns that, so you really got to know what you're doing to be able to spot them.
They're faking them like you can't even imagine, especially old Winchester Model 70s. We're seeing the highest faking of those guns that we've ever seen. And I'll tell you one thing, if you're going to buy a rare caliber, any of that, what we've started doing is Googling the serial number, and more times than not, that gun sold somewhere within the last 4 or 5 years as a different caliber as an original gun, and they're taking those things and faking them all the way down to the boxes and the hanging tags.
Wow. So there are crooks everywhere.
Oh, it's ridiculous. One of the biggest deals that you can do if you want to check and see that is get one of Surefire's high-intensity lights and shine that on the bluing on them, and a lot of times you can spot the fakes with that bright light on there. It just won't look right when you put it under that light.
Son of a gun. Well, that's a fabulous service that you're offering. I did not know you did that. That's really worthwhile. Johnny, look, thanks for spending time with us. It's always a pleasure, and I always learn something every time I talk with you.
Well, thanks a bunch. We appreciate it all, and thanks for choosing us to be part of the GUNTALK GT20 program. It was a good deal for both of us, and
it was a fun project.
Yeah.
All right, we're already starting to talk about it. Yeah, we're already talking about what are we going to do next time? We don't know. We're still working on it.
That's right.
Thanks, Johnny.
Well, thanks a million, Tom. All right, bye-bye.
All right. I got a note here from Ron. He says, "Hey, Tom, while I was living in Medford, Oregon, a pizza restaurant posted a no guns allowed sign. It was a new sign, and I was not aware of this posting when I called in my order. I'm a CCW holder and carry daily. After picking up my order, I had a chance to talk to the day manager. I expressed that I would not return until the sign was removed. I followed up with calling, and I emailed the corporate office. I was told it was not a corporate policy to post the no guns stickers in their pizza restaurants. I also explained to the corporate office within a 5-mile radius, there are 2 gun stores and 3 shooting ranges, and this could affect their dollar intake at the end of the day. 3 to 5 days later, the sign was removed. I believe I was not the only one who complained. Ron's in Arizona. That's what we're talking about. That is the Truth Squad ethos. That's what we do. We don't just shrug and go, shoot, they put up a no gun sign, and I just won't go there anymore. Well, you got to tell somebody. They have to know, okay, I'm not going there because of this, and I'm going to take my business elsewhere. And you can be polite about it and say, look, I get it. It is absolutely your right to do this. But you need to understand that the consequence is that I won't be going there, and the people I talk to won't be going to your place, and I'm going to be spending money somewhere else. However, this is when you offer the olive branch. However, if the sign comes down, we would be happy to return there with my family and my friends, and we will become regular customers there. Simple as that. You don't have to go any further. It's not a threat. It's just just wanted to let you know. It's kind of like my brother owned a restaurant for many, many years. And he always said, look, if you get a meal that's not good or you have a problem with a server, let me know. Because I'm in the back or I'm doing something else, and I'm a business owner. I want to know what's going on here. If I'm losing customers, I need to know what's going on. Well, same deal here. The business owner may, depends on if it's a big chain or what it is, may want to know, hey, my business just walked out the front door and is not coming back because some jerk convinced me to stick that silly circle/gun, no gun sign on the door. Never occurred to me that was going to cost me money. It's one thing when their politics surface, but it's a whole different thing when they see the money walking out and the receipts, the weekly or monthly receipts are going down. And then they hear directly from you and say, look, love your place, but I just can't go there anymore. But you know what? If you take those signs down, we'll be back. That's what the Truth Squad is all about. You ever done anything like that? You ever contacted the media and corrected a story? There are a lot of ways to be a Truth Squad member. Tell me your story. 866-TALK-GUN. 866-TALK-GUN.
Covering all aspects of gun ownership every week on this fine radio station. You're listening to Gun Talk with Tom Gresham.
Oh, yeah, we're still having fun. That's because we're still talking about guns. I'm Tom Gresham. If you'd like to join us, 866-TALK-GUN gets you in. Email tom@guntalk.com. Twitter, I'm at GunTalk over there. Lots of things going on. By the way, if you like being informed on news, what's going on with guns, gun rights, self-defense stories, that type of thing, get on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter, at GunTalk. And what you get is a steady stream of links to stories about guns and gun rights and what's going on and who's doing what. You will be the best informed person in your group. You will actually know what stories are happening any given day, because that's what I do. I basically scour the web with the help of some friends, and we put them out there for you. And guess what? Best of all, it's free. Kind of like Gun Dealio. It's free. 866-TALK-GUN. Get you in here. Jimmy's got a range report for us out of Rogers, Arkansas. Hey, Jimmy.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Jimmy. Anyway, I found this tool on Brownells the other day. It's called the DV62.
Yeah, what is that?
It's a little AR-15 carbon removal tool. I mean, it's great. I mean, it's itty-bitty. It'll fit in the palm of your hand. You know, it'll slide into all your, like if you got a mow grip or something for mag tool, I mean, it fits in there and you got acres of room.
No kidding. How's it work?
Well, one end's got a fork on it, and you slide your bolt on there and you give it a twist, and it crunches all that baked on carbon off the radius. And then you take this other portion of the tool and you stick it down in the carrier and you shove it down there and you give it a twist and you crunch it out of there, but you put your patch on the end of it and you mop it out with that. And it just comes clean. It's great.
So how long have you been using this?
About 6 months. ARs are kind of like potato chips, you know. You buy one, you got to have more, you know. So I bought the one to try it out. You know, I've had other tools, and, you know, it just really didn't fit my bill. They're, you know, big and kind of heavy, so it's just not me. But so I went back and bought 5 more of them. 5
more of them, of course. That way, if you lose one, you still got another one.
Well, I got one for rifle now.
How much do they cost?
$14.
Yeah, it's not going to set you back as far as your bank account. $14. So you can get them at Brownells, just brownells.com.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, Jimmy, thank you for that range report. It's called the DD62. It's a carbon cleaner for your AR. Pretty cool. Line 3, Dan's with us, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Hey, Dan, you traveling?
Yeah, I'm going to be moving from Oklahoma through Missouri and then hit the People's Republic of Illinois. And I have a concealed carry permit, and I was wondering what kind of problems or what kind of steps I need to take. So if I get pulled over for speeding, I kind of do that sometimes. I don't want to have any trouble. You know, what are the laws?
You will have a lot of trouble. Are you moving yourself, like you're moving to live in a new state?
No, it's just we're going to Friendship, Indiana, and for a shoot there for the big muzzleloader shoot. And
sure, yeah, the rendezvous there.
Yes.
Okay, here's the dealio. Do not wear your gun through Illinois. There is no way for you to be legal concealed carrying in Illinois. They do not support, do not honor anybody else's concealed carry permits. You need to unload the gun and put it in a locked box and put it away, or drive around Illinois. But I'm serious as a heart attack about this. You do, and the other thing is, slow the heck down. What are you doing driving so fast anyway if you're getting stopped all the time? But seriously, you do not want to mess with this. You might get a friendly police officer. You might go to jail. And we're not talking about a ticket here. We're talking about going to jail for this. So don't do it.
Okay. Well, it looks like we'll make a detour.
There you go. Appreciate it. That's what I did. Go around the darn state. That's me. Let's see here. Ray's in the Bronx, in New York on 4. Ray, what's up?
Yeah, hey, Tom. I was having an online conversation with Pastor Giles. I don't know if you know him, Doug Giles. Anyway, he's a well-known hunter and also pro-life advocate. We started off talking about how the same people who collectively lost their minds over, quote, Cecil the Lion, and want this guy's head literally on a wall, including Ricky Gervais and God knows how many other celebrities, they get in your face and rant and scream when you remind them that we just caught the director of Planned Parenthood bragging about selling baby body parts online. So obviously they don't value life. They only value certain kinds of life. Then we get to a recent thing from Honore claiming that all guns not being used immediately for hunting or target shooting need to be locked up and unloaded. And then
let me wait. Hold your thought right there. Let me explain what you're talking about. This is General Honore, the fellow who came in after Katrina in New Orleans and cleaned up the mess there, but recently came out and basically said if you're not active law enforcement or military or hunting, your gun needs to be locked up. He doesn't think anybody ought to have a gun for self-protection. That's what he said.
Exactly. No, he's done what he said not to do, getting stuck on stupid. But and then you go to the connection there that, okay, fine. So now they've ginned up the blood hatred against hunters. They don't care about human life, and yet now they want to establish or try to establish in the general public's minds that the only use for guns is sporting and hunting. Therefore, once Peter and other groups manage to slash or, God forbid, end hunting, there's going to be Dianne Feinstein with a giant dump truck right here.
No, it's exactly right. If they start off, they say, okay, the only reason for guns is for hunting, and then we'll get rid of hunting. Then they say, see, now there's no legitimate reason for you to have a gun, they must find some way to basically make self-defense with a gun unacceptable. So that's part of what they're working on. Yes, they don't really care about the humans who are being shot. They don't care about the Marines who are being killed. Don't care about the police being killed. But what they do care about is a cartoon animal. If you name a wild animal, you have created a cartoon character. 866 Talk Gun.
Alien Gear Holsters, the most comfortable concealable holsters on the planet, introduces the Cloak Tuck 3.0 IWB holster. This all-new concealed carry holster improves the original design with a sturdy spring steel and ballistic nylon core, covered with a soft neoprene backing for ultimate comfort. You have to try this holster to believe it. Get yours now for as low as $43.88 at aliengearholsters.com.
For 36 years, the U.S. Sportsmen's Alliance has been fighting to protect hunting, fishing, and trapping for sportsmen from coast to coast. Today, we are under constant attack from extremist animal rights groups who want to end your ability to hunt in the U.S. Join us to protect our sporting heritage and our way of life outdoors. To join or for more information on how you can help, go to ussportsman.org. That's ussportsman.org.
Attacks happen every day. How will you react? See real people put into real-life criminal attack situations on First Person Defender. Discover what works and what doesn't. Kidnapping, ATM robbery, home invasion, and other attacks. Learn how to save your life and the lives of your family. Get the entire first season on DVD at shopguntalk.com. Get prepared. Shopguntalk.com.
Experts agree that the low-range variable rifle scope is best for most situations. Now, Trijicon offers a stunning 1-to-6 power variable in the AccuPoint line. Featuring a battery-free illuminated reticle, superior glass clarity, and rugged construction, it's the one scope you need for hunting and competition. Long eye relief, aircraft-grade aluminum housing, manual brightness override. See the 1-to-6 power AccuPoint at Trijicon.com. Trijicon.com.
What's the best self-defense gun? It's the one you have with you. The Taurus Curve is the most comfortable gun you can carry, so you will have it with you. It actually curves to fit your body. Ultra comfortable, snag-free, made in the USA. Built in light and laser. 10.2 ounces of .380 firepower. Double action only. The world's first and only curved firearm. Details at taurususa.com.
All right, back with the 866 Talk Gun. Don't forget that we do have the after show. If you have not participated in that, you can do that. Just call us. We'll hold you over if we need to. If you haven't heard it before, you're in for a treat. We kind of put everybody in the studio here on the mics, and we knock it around a little bit, and it goes various places. It's a bit like a ping pong game, or no, pinball game, because it just is kind of going here and there and off the walls and off the flippers and everything else. So be sure to download or just use your Gun Dealio app to listen to the after show. George, line 1, OC Shooters. How you doing, George?
Pretty good. Another excellent show. A couple of things I want to promote in Orange County, New York.
Okay.
We have the Purple Heart Museum here. When you're injured in the military in action, you get a Purple Heart, and it started actually here in Orange County when George Washington gave out the first one. But they have a small museum there, and they have some interesting cannons and various things, handguns, different rifles of the periods. Also in Orange County, we have West Point, famous military academy, and they have a very nice museum. It's free. Both of these museums are free, and they have all different types of rifles, swords, handguns, and they even have replicas of the atomic bombs that were dropped, and they have a replica of Davy, I was looking at before, I think it's a Davy Crockett nuclear bomb that was basically it was an oversized bazooka that somebody would have to fire. It could only shoot the thing 2 miles, so you couldn't be, they had a hard time getting volunteers. But
yeah, I'm thinking, who wants to be the one who tries this one out?
It was really a small
yield atomic weapon. Yeah, I understand, but still,
really small. It was for use in Europe against the tanks and stuff. But anyway, you can find videos of it online. The technical question I wanted to ask is, I had a student ask me, does it matter which way the rifling goes in a barrel? And I was thinking about it, and I've always seen it clockwise whenever I can remember. Are there any barrels that are counterclockwise, and would there be any reason not to have a counterclockwise rifling? Or
yes, in the northern hemisphere we use a right-handed twist, and in the southern hemisphere we use a left-handed twist. And if you happen to be on the equator, we have to have straight rifling with no twist at all.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought. But
there's no reason in the world. Generally, Americans have right-hand twists. British go left-hand twists. It makes no difference whatsoever.
Okay, so there are guns out there. I've just never cleaned one that I saw that had a counterclockwise twist.
Right. Some of the British guns do, but yeah, there's no particular reason. You'll hear people say, "Oh, it's about the torque. Oh, it's about the British said it would help with if people shoot to the right, we'll use a left-handed." It doesn't matter. None of it makes any difference. You know what? It's just because that's the way we've always done it, and that's actually the answer on the deal. I appreciate the call, George. Let's see here. Oh yes, line 3, Jason, Little Rock, Arkansas. Jason, you're up.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. What happened up in Arkansas?
Okay, I have a question for you about Arkansas's supposed open carry that's legal. There's been our Attorney General has put out that it is legal to open and carry in Arkansas without a concealed carry permit, but we don't have a law that backs it up, and some law enforcement has came out against that. We have billboards up that it is. Do you have any information on the legality of it of open carry without concealed permit here?
I would probably go with the Attorney General's opinion. You might even, if you're going to open carry, you might want to carry that with you. Also, I would get involved in, and I'm not sure which it is, but I know Arkansas has a state gun owners organization. It may be the chapter of the NRA. Get involved with that one because that's who's going to be working in the legislature on it. But I know that there's this little bit of a split going on there, but I would go with the Attorney General's opinion and, just say, hey, now the Attorney General said it is legal. Is that correct?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So
our current one said it is legal. The previous one said it was not. So it's kind of, the water's kind of muddy on it.
Take the one you like.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate your time, sir. Enjoy your show.
Thanks, Jason. Appreciate that. Oh, my goodness. Let's see here. Real quickly. John is in Baton Rouge, line 2. Hey, John.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How can I help you?
I have a lot of 350 Magnum Smith & Wesson pistols, the bigger frames. It's like the 686 type frames, the big heavy frames. And I prefer the wooden handles because my hands are so big. The Pachmeyer grips, the rubber grips, and all that. It's just not comfortable having my fingers wrapped around my fingers while I'm trying to, And what I'm looking for is there something I can do to the wood to preserve it so the moisture won't beat it up?
You can take the grips off. There are also called scales, but take the wood grips off. You could use a true oil or a tung oil or some kind of gun stock oil on them, and that would help preserve them. The other thing is that after you've used them, actually clean the stocks, the wood grips off, and just very light, maybe a little water, maybe a little bit of soap to clean the hand oils off. And that may be one way to go. Obviously, you got to protect the metal if you get it wet. All right, 866-TALK-GUN. Give me a holler. We can get you on Gun Talk.
Even though today's radio show is winding down, if you're on hold, stay there. Tom will pick your call up during the Gun Talk After Show. It's an on-topic, off-topic free-for-all coming up right after today's broadcast.
All right, back with you. We can still get you in. All you have to do is give us a shout, 866-TALK-GUN. That's 866-825-5486. Steve's on line 4 out of Oregon. Hello, Steve. You're on Gun Talk.
Hi, Tom. I enjoy your show. I had a quick question for you. I believe it's pronounced Viridin, makes a flashlight green laser combination for handguns, and I'm wondering if you have any experience with those and with the holster that they sell with it that automatically turns the light and laser on when the gun is drawn.
It's a Viridian, and I have used some of the Viridian products. I have not used the setup where the light laser comes on when you take it out of the holster. I can see an argument to be made for that. I've not used it. On the other hand, I'm a real believer in light and laser discipline. And so you can make an argument for, well, I don't want it to come on until I actually turn it on. I'm not sure. Do you have one of those?
No, I don't. I've been looking at them, and my thought is for concealed carry, you get a little bit older, and I fall into that category. I like the aspect of the laser, and then the more I researched on it, and the more it seems like these violence in movie theaters and public places, when that kind of stuff's happening, I was thinking that this gun would be dedicated carry just for self-defense, and in those cases I wouldn't want to have to fumble with a light trying to get that on. And I know the lasers will come in the grip, but I kind of like the aspect of if you draw that, you have to be in that situation and draw the weapon. You're good to go.
Right. I understand. The another way to go is the Crimson Trace setup, where you have the laser grip, which is activated when you grab the grip, and you could have the light guard, which goes in front of the trigger guard, and that's activated when you grab the grip too. So when you pull your gun out and you've got a grip on it, your light and your laser come on, both of them together. But by kind of squeezing and unsqueezing, releasing your grip, you can turn it off and on. So that's another way. I've used that setup also. Let me quickly get John in here on line 3 out of Iowa. Hey, John, you're up.
I had a question for you. I'm an 18-wheel driver, and I was thinking about getting a concealed carry permit and everything, and I was wondering how that works as far as in an 18-wheeler going from state to state.
Yeah, it's complicated because each time you go across a state line, the laws change. There are a couple of websites that will tell you where your permit is honored. So if you got a permit in Iowa, there are certain states where they would honor that, and you could just go on into those states and you could carry your gun if you have a concealed carry permit. And then there are states where you can't. One issue becomes if you're delivering onto military installations, federal installations, where you can't take a gun in there at all, that becomes a real problem for you. But it is certainly legal for a commercial truck driver to have a gun in this truck. But then every city law and every state law basically takes effect. So it's up to you to be informed on, is your permit good in that state? The handgunlaw.us is a really good website for that. Let me say that again for everybody. It's handgunlaw, singular, .us, not .com. Handgunlaw.us is the go-to site for that information. All right, I tell you what, we're going to be heading to the after show. We can still get you in. We got folks coming in right now. If you've never heard it, call us. Now, you don't get to just listen. You got to participate because we're all in this together, okay? But give me a holler right now, 866-TALK-GUN, and you can be part of the madness that is that. In the meantime, grab your Gun Dealio app for your smartphone, and then you can get good deals, save money, listen to the after show, and be a part of this whole silliness we call Gun Talk.